All right, so we're going to take a look at this chapter 1 test review. Domain, sorry, I began this problem just a little bit ago, but domain is the x values. I'm going to go least to greatest. So there's a -3, a -1, a 3, and a 4. Range, looks like our smallest is -2, and then it goes 4. 4 is repeated. You only need to list it once, and then there's a 5. As long as every domain only shows up once, we're okay, so it is a function. The next one, looks like our smallest domain is -1. We've got a 0, we've got a 1, a 2. Our range, -5. Then we go, 2, 3, 4, 7. This one's not a function because there's domain values that are repeated, like 1, -5, 1, 2. 1 goes to 2 different numbers, so that's not a function. So I need to zoom out a little bit here. Let me adjust my camera. Let's try that. Oh, it's a little better. Okay, so now we're trying to find f of 2, so we're just plugging 2 in and evaluating. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Here we plug in -6. So we'll have 3 times -6 squared minus 2 times -6 plus 11. -6 squared is 36. We have 3 times 36. -2 times -6 is going to be a positive 12. We get 108 plus 12, that's 120, plus 11 is 131. Next, looks like we're going to find rate of change. So 7,400 to 9,800. 7,400 was at 7 o'clock. 9,800 was at 11 o'clock. So we're going to get -2,400, -4, negative is positive, 600 feet per hour, looks like, is what we're dealing with. Explain the sign. Well, it's positive because we're increasing, as elevation is increasing. All right, next, we're going to do some graphing. Okay, number 1, or 6 rather, it's slope-intercept form. So I start with the y-intercept of +2. Then do my slope, just rise over run, rise 1, run 2. You can do multiple points. Connect the dots. Number 7, it's in point slope form, so I would rather just find the x and y intercepts. So for the x-intercept, plug 0 in for y. So the y term becomes 0. You're left with -3x equals -12, so x is 4. And then for the y-intercept, plug 0 in for x. You're left with 4y equals -12, so that's -3. So we can graph 4, 0, and 0, -3. Connect the dots. Number 8, y equals 4. It's a slope of 0. It's a horizontal line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just a constant. Now starting with number 9, we're going to use point slope form. Y minus -2 equals -4 times x minus 7. So that's y plus 2 equals -4x plus 28. Subtract our 2. 26, sorry. Number 10, we've got to find the slope first, so I could do 5 minus -7 over 4 minus 6 becomes 12 over -2, which is -6. Now I can do point slope form. Y minus 5 is equal to my slope times x minus 4. I could have used the other order pair instead as well. -6x plus 24, and my 5. And then number 11, slope, we're going to do 4 minus negative 6 over negative 3 minus 2. 10 over negative 5 is negative 2. So y minus 4 is equal to negative 2 times x minus negative 3. Minus a negative was plus there, so I get negative 2x minus 6, add the 4. Number 12, we're dealing with parallel, so it's going to be the same slope. Oops, I don't know why I said equals. Y minus negative 4 equals your slope, which is negative 3 times x minus 1. So y, that's plus 4, so we're going to subtract, so y plus 4, now we're going to distribute, so negative 3x plus 3, subtract the 4. Number 13, it's perpendicular, so we're going to use opposite reciprocal. So y minus 2 equals, so it's going to be a positive 1/5, x minus 10, 1/5 x minus 2, add the 2, I get 0, so y equals 1/5 x. Then we go to the back page. We're going to have to use a graphing calculator. Okay, oops. Sorry, I'm clearing out my calculator real quick before I bring it over. Okay, so graphing calculator, let me get rid of these lights so they don't glare. Okay, so we're dealing with an X list of 9, 4, 3, 1, 10, 6, 12, and 8. For my Y list, looks like I've got a 17, 10, 10, 7, 19, 12, 20, and 15. Put the lists in. We're going to quit, which is in blue above mode, so second quit. I'm going to go to my stat plot. Make sure to choose the first one. Make sure it's on the scatter plot. I'm okay with all of that. Now I'm going to go to my window and modify that. My X's, it's currently set to 0 to 15. That would be a great fit. My Y's go from 0 to 25. That would be fine. That collects everything. So if I look at this graph up, I've got an equation in there from earlier. Let me go clear that out. Okay, let's graph that so we get the points. Now for our line of regression, I'm going to go ahead and go to stat. Calculate. Linear regression is the fourth option. Make sure it's L1 and L2. Where it says store, I need to store the equation as y1. The quickest way to get there is to go to F4 here in green up right above trace. So since it's green, I have to hit alpha first. F4, choose y1. Now go down to calculate. All right, it's going to give me the answer to several of my questions. All right, remove this. So write an equation, find an equation. So y equals 1.23x plus 5.57. So I just round at the nearest hundredth on the A and the B. I'm going to skip number 15 for a moment. Go on to 16. The correlation coefficient is the R value. So 0.989, we'll call it. It is positive and it's close to 1, so it's strong. So I would say a strong positive correlation. So now to find the hourly rate, I'm going to go to my table, which is right above graph. It's in blue. So second graph. We're looking for 15. So scroll until you get 15. Looks like we're talking money here. So it makes sense to round to the nearest penny. So 24.09 is what I would call that hourly rate. About out of time on my video, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there.